Get ready for a big temperature swing on the way. We could go from near record warmth today back down to the 30s as we welcome you on this Thursday morning.
Live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Val Warner.
And I'm Mark Rivera in for Terrell.
Also coming up in this hour, NASCAR sets up shop in Chicago, and this morning, tickets will go on sale for next summer's big street racing event in the heart of the city. We're going to tell you all about it.
Yeah, we were kind of joking, like street racing event. We've had a lot of street racing here, but this one's going to be sanctioned officially, of course, and roads shut down and all that stuff. But taking a live look over the city this morning, my gosh, look at that beautiful sunrise and warm temperature, Tracy.
Oh my goodness, out the door this morning, even the temperatures that you see in the 50s, these are all above average. Right now it is 62 degrees currently at O'Hare. Midway, 53 degrees, that temperature out in DeKalb. We get into Naperville, 57 degrees there, 58 degrees right now, Coal City. 61 degrees in the West Lawn neighborhood, 57 right now in Munster. We do have some strengthening southerly winds out there, so it's kind of breezy this morning. And those temperatures this afternoon headed up into the 70s. Your full forecast, it is coming up. Roz?
We've got travel times ranging between 40 and 50 minutes for your inbound commutes between the tri-state and downtown. We've got a new crash inbound on the Ryan at Roosevelt. We've got IDAC crews heading in that direction. We've got a crash on northbound DuSable Lakeshore Drive right around 57th by the Museum of Science and Industry, which is just adding to the problems there with that construction zone and an additional lane closure that just went into place recently. And Chopper 7, they are over I-80 at I-57 because we had a crash westbound on I-80 at Harlem, and we've got construction delays that you're looking at right now on northbound I-57. This is pretty typical for this time in the morning approaching I-80. It's backed up for about a mile and a half. Back to you guys.
Oh, Ross, thanks.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, now more breaking news from Florida, where Tropical Storm Nicole is battering the state with high winds and heavy rain at this hour.
Yeah, right now more than 230,000 people are without power as that storm travels up the coast. Here's ABC's Josh Einiger.
And good morning from this tiny strip of land called Hutchinson Island here on the east coast of Florida. This is precisely where Nicole came ashore and made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane overnight. It's now a tropical storm making its way up the Florida peninsula. But even before the storm made landfall, there was already plenty of damage up and down the coast. This morning, Nicole crashed its way onto Florida's east coast, making landfall on the tiny barrier beach called Hutchinson Island and lashing the coast with heavy rain and wind gusts topping 75 miles per hour. Up the coast, the hours of angry waves swallowed up entire backyards, endangering homes already battered by Hurricane Ian 6 weeks ago.
These homes right here barely hanging on. We do not know. Hey, Carrie, come down here and take a look at this. You can see it's just starting to crumble little by little underneath this house.
New drone video shows the beach erosion in Volusia County hours before Nicole's landfall. The storm surge expected to be up to 5 feet, jeopardizing homes and residential buildings.
It's going to be pretty catastrophic for anyone that owns a property in this stretch and really on the beach at all in Volusia County.
Local law enforcement deemed 12 condos and at least one hotel at risk of collapse. Authorities evacuated families from at least 6 of those buildings. Nicole's expected to bring hurricane conditions to most of Florida today.
I am most concerned about coastal erosion. Look right behind me. Those waves, every time they hit this bit of sand, more and more falls.
For all the drama at the coast, some of the worst impacts may be well inland, where this morning power outages have left thousands in the dark. Most trees can withstand a Category 1 storm, but Hurricane Ian saturated the soil in Florida weeks ago, leaving trees at a higher risk of falling and bringing power lines down with them. And back with a look at this mesmerizing surf, really aggressive swells in the wake of this storm, which continues to rage as it moves up the Florida peninsula. It's affecting millions of Floridians. 100,000 customers at least are without power this morning, and there are thousands of line workers staged, ready to repair those power problems, but of course they can't get out and do that until the wind subsides, and that's going to be really not until the end of the day. It's the very latest from Jensen Beach, Florida. Josh Einiger, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Now to the race for Chicago mayor. Illinois Congressman Jesus Chuy Garcia is expected to throw his hat into the ring today.
He'll join about a dozen other people who've already announced their bids for the office. Christian Picos is live at Navy Pier, where Garcia will make his announcement later this morning. Christian.
Mark and Val, good morning to you. Congressman Garcia's announcement later today also carries some substantial personal significance. It actually comes 40 years to the day after his close friend and mentor, Harold Washington, announced that he was running for Chicago's mayoral seat back in 1982. Of course, Garcia was just reelected to Congress this past Tuesday. Now, he's expected to make the announcement today alongside local elected officials, community advocates, and neighbors. More than a dozen others have already announced that they are running for Chicago's next mayor. ABC 7 political analyst Laura Washington says Garcia is likely to be an immediate frontrunner in this race.
Some might want to criticize him for winning one election and turning around and run for another, but he'll respond. Harold Washington did it, and he was successful, and people welcomed that.
11 of the other mayoral candidates discussed solutions to some of our city's most pressing issues like crime, education, and homelessness at a forum last night. Cook County Commissioner Brandon Johnson, another one of those mayoral candidates, was endorsed by the Chicago Teachers Union and another one of the state's largest unions. Now, Val and Mark, both of those unions actually endorsed Garcia when he ran for mayor back in 2015 and lost to Rahm Emanuel. Back to you.
All right, Christian, a lot to watch today. Thank you. Votes are still being counted in Tuesday's midterm election, and those ballots will determine which party has control of Congress.
ABC's Justin Finch is live in Washington with a closer look at the undecided races this morning. Justin.
Val, Mark, good morning. These midterm results so far are being called apolitical. Voters essentially sending Washington a split decision, neither rejecting nor rubber stamping the president or his party.
At the White House, President Biden giving his read on the midterms and Democrats' surprise successes.
We lost fewer seats in the House of Representatives than any Democratic president's first midterm election in the last 40 years.
Biden calling the results a good day for democracy and acknowledging voters nationwide sent a clear message.
I'm prepared to work with my Republican colleagues. The American people have made clear, I think, that they expect Republicans to be prepared to work with me as well.
Across the aisle, many wondering why the Republican red wave some predicted never appeared.
The numbers have been amazing so far.
Former President Donald Trump on election night insisting candidates he backed did great, despite many being projected to lose. But Republicans who either stood up to Trump or never sought his support found success, including re-elected Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Thank you for a historic landslide victory.
The mail will continue to process every day.
Out west, Nevada and Arizona are still processing thousands of ballots. The results are crucial to determining control of the House and Senate.
There will be a runoff.
Georgia's dead heat Senate race between incumbent Democrat Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker now heads to a December 6th runoff election.
We always knew that this race would be close.
If you can hang in there a little bit longer.
With more days of ballot counting ahead, even the president is in suspense.
It's a moving target right now, but it's going to be very close.
And now all eyes are watching a potential upset in Colorado. That's where firebrand House Republican Lauren Boebert is in a very, very tight race against Democrat Adam Frisch. The two at one point were separated by fewer than 100 votes with nearly all ballots counted, and it remains very tight at this hour. Val, Mark, back to you.
All right, Justin, thank you. Well, right now, Chicago police are investigating a shooting in Rogers Park that left one man dead and two others injured. This happened last night on North Clark Street between Devon and Pratt. Police say the victims were standing on the sidewalk when someone opened fire. We're told the man who died was known to police. No one is in custody. This morning, Evanston police say an adult student is in custody accused of having a loaded gun inside a high school. This happened at Evanston Township High School. No one was hurt, and investigators say there was no indication a shooting was planned, but policies say charges, or police rather say charges could be filed. We are expected to learn more today.
The man accused of killing 2 girls in Delphi, Indiana, is asking for a public defender. In a letter to the court, Richard Allen said he didn't realize how expensive an attorney would be, and he said he and his wife can no longer work. Allen was charged last week with killing Abby Williams and Libby German in 2017.
The Civilian Office of Police Accountability, COPA, has just released video of an officer-involved shooting. This happened in September near the 5000th block of West Lawrence. Investigators say an off-duty officer was shot in the face. They say officers located the suspect's vehicle in traffic. 2 officers approached the vehicle, and the suspect took off. 1 officer fired shots. The suspect was not hit and was able to get away. This incident remains under investigation.
The man accused of opening fire on a New York City subway train wants his trial moved to Chicago. Lawyers for Frank James argue the nonstop media coverage and Mayor Eric Adams saying repeatedly that police, quote, got him, makes it impossible to find impartial jurors in New York. 10 passengers were shot in the April attack. All of them survived. The ABC 7i team reported that James lived in Chicago starting in 2015, spending 2 years in a single-room occupancy hotel in Uptown. This morning, we're hearing from loved ones of a young teacher from Northwest Indiana who died in a tragic crash. Lauren Thompson was killed in that 6-car crash Tuesday afternoon in Portage. She taught at Chesterton Middle School with her family and friends, students as well. They're all struggling to cope with their loss.
I loved seeing her. She almost always brought a smile to my face and really everybody else's.
Police say a speeding Cadillac slammed into the back of Thompson's SUV with such force, her car rear-ended another and sent all 3 skidding into the intersection where 3 more vehicles were hit. Thompson would have turned 25 years old next month.
Heartbreaking. A very different kind of competition is coming to Chicago. Starting this Monday, you can get tickets to the city's first ever NASCAR street race.
Jessica D'Onofrio is live at NASCAR's Chicago office near Lake and Stetson, which just opened yesterday. Jess, this is exciting.
Yeah, and actually you can start getting tickets today. This is being billed as the event, the sporting event of 2023 that you just can't miss. And again, this morning, tickets go on sale. Now, this event will be the first ever street race in the NASCAR Cup Series. The Chicago Street Race will go on sale to the public today at 10 a.m. The unprecedented 12-turn, 2.2-mile street race will take the Cup Series and NASCAR Xfinity Series past many of Chicago's downtown landmarks. It will take place during 4th of July weekend, specifically July 1st through the 2nd in 2023, and it's expected to bring a big economic boost to the city.
This event is going to spotlight Chicago on the national stage, on the international stage. We're going to get millions of impressions of our city, of our beautiful lakefront, and it's going to provide over $100 million a year of economic impact.
Yesterday, NASCAR officials held a ribbon cutting for its new Chicago office located in 2 Prudential Plaza. Meanwhile, NASCAR says 2-day reserve tickets start at $465, and the street race offers an array of opportunities that include reserved seating and a variety of premium experiences. Now, fans will be able to log on to NASCARchicago.com to grab their tickets at 10 a.m. We'll also post more information on our website at abc7chicago.com. Val and Mark, back to you.
All right, Jess, thank you. Hey, if you got friends in any of those condos over there,
that's the
watch party, my friends. Watch parties.
Yeah,
you kidding me?
That's the smart idea.
Exactly. Your live local news is just getting started as we stream out loud this morning. Coming up, a perceptive postal worker potentially saving the life of one of her customers.
But first, Tracy's got your AccuWeather forecast, and she's tracking record warmth before tumbling temperatures, even falling flurries. And game changer, the updates coming for Wordle fans.
Well, good morning to you. We have had a beautiful sunrise this morning, and I wanted to share another one of our great viewer photos from Amy over there, right around Lake Point Tower. She was this morning and took that gorgeous shot. The colors in our sky this morning are just so magnificent. Well, right now, the skies are partly to mostly cloudy around Chicago, and we are going to be able to see that beautiful sunshine today. Northern Plains getting hit with not just an ordinary winter storm, but they're talking blizzard warnings in effect up in the Northern Plains. For us, it is very possible that overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, we could start the day with a few little rain showers. Then over the weekend, it is going to be cold. We will see flurries at times, some lake effect snow showers in northern Indiana over the weekend too. Hey, our record high today is 75. I'm forecasting 75. Roz?
Speaking of northern Indiana, we had a car fire on westbound 8094 right around Indianapolis Boulevard. That long delay starts at Klein. And once you head westbound into Illinois, we're looking at travel times anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. Plus, we've got a new crash on the Kennedy. It's on the outbound side at Diversey. IDOT's with it. Chopper 7, they're over South Suburban Chicago Heights as we continue to take a look at the McDonald's turkey giveaway. This is the Black McDonald's Operators Association. They are giving away 2,000 turkeys until Saturday. And also, if you are a veteran, they get VIP treatment with several special services, including hats and gloves. All you have to do is show proof of military service. And it's getting pretty crowded there in that parking lot. They've got the tent set up. It's kind of a drive-through where they just drive, get their goodies, and go. So yes, this is at the intersection of Halsted and Vollmer in Chicago Heights. Mark and Val, back to you.
What a great opportunity. Thank you so much, Roz. And now at 7, an observant postal worker is being praised for potentially saving a woman's life. She took action when she noticed the mail piling up at an address.
And it turns out the woman who the mailbox belonged to was in need of help. Michelle Gallardo has more on the postal worker who's making Chicago proud.
Kim Gillis has been walking her Downers Grove mail route for around 7 years now. 2 weeks ago, on October the 24th, she walked up to one of her elderly customers' homes and noticed something unusual.
She had a couple days worth of mail in the box, and then when I looked down, I saw a couple newspapers. So then I got alarmed.
Gillis immediately alerted one of the woman's next door neighbors, who in turn alerted a second neighbor with a spare key, Jean Essler.
From the heart, I just knew that something was wrong. You know, and I knew I had to let someone know that something was wrong.
I hadn't used the key in I don't even know how many years. It was a long time, so I didn't even know if it was going to work.
Thankfully it did. The woman in her 90s had fallen inside her bedroom.
You could tell she had been there for quite a while. She had a piece of her front tooth missing, so she obviously hit something. And she was just laying there, crying.
As it turns out, she'd been there for around 4 days. Gillis is now being called a hero. She says she just pays attention.
I know the routines of some of the customers, you know. I could tell when they're home and when they're not home. I'm glad that I was there to say something. And I noticed.
We're grateful to have her, so I told her she can never leave us.
The good news is that the injured woman did not suffer any broken bones, and she is now recovering at a nearby rehab facility. In Downers Grove, I'm Michelle Gallardo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank goodness she was there. I was just saying, our postal workers are so important to the fabric of our communities. They're
Right.
they're part of your community, and it's just incredible to react like that.
And under-recognized, because you're
Yes.
right. She was thinking, and I mean, she says she knows the patterns of her customers.
Yep.
So if the mail starts piling up, then you know. So yours is Larry.
Shout out to Larry.
Shout
I love
out
you,
to
Larry. You're the man.
And shout out to Rocky. And I have a funny story, not for right now. We got to go. Still to stream, but love you, Rocky. Still to stream this morning. The CTA is looking to add to its workforce. Details on a hiring event coming up next.
And the high cost of charging at credit card interest rates now hitting record levels.
I'll tell you.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
Watch your credit card balance. The cost of carrying a balance on your credit card has hit an all-time high. The Federal Reserve's ongoing action to curb inflation has driven up the average annual percentage rate to 19.04%. Bankrate says that beats a price record set in 1991, and industry experts say and predict that shoppers will need to rely heavily on credit cards to pay for increasingly expensive gifts this holiday season.
Right, because inflation is still going up. I think the consumer price index up like 9%, 8%.
Right.
The CTA is looking for a few good drivers and mechanics. It's hosting a job fair at Olive Harvey College next week. Transit agency says you don't need a commercial driver's license to apply. Qualified applicants will get paid training. The job fair is next Friday, November 18th. Registration is required, and we have a link for you right on our website and our news app.
Well, today.
Now, an update from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Well, today is your chance to get tickets to the 2023 Cubs Convention. The three-day event is January 13th through the 15th at the, looks like, one second there. Actually, we're going to go to a different story in just a few hours. Illinois Representative Jesus Chuy Garcia is expected to say he is running for mayor of Chicago. Garcia's announcement from Navy Pier will come only days after he was reelected to Congress. It also comes 40 years to the day when his close friend and mentor, Harold Washington, announced he was running for mayor. Garcia joins a crowded field of candidates already vying for Chicago's top spot. He previously ran for mayor in 2015. Let's get a check of the ABC 7 AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Tracy Butler. Tracy?
Okay, Val, thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. And we are starting off with such warm temperatures around the area this morning. 62 degrees right now out at O'Hare. It is 62 degrees right now out at Midway. Today, the record high is 75 degrees. I think we may nail that one. As for tomorrow, which is Veterans Day, blustery and turning colder. We'll take a break, Roz, after this.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Advocate Aurora Health.
Welcome back, everybody. We start with an ongoing delay in northwest Indiana, westbound 8094 past Indy Boulevard. Earlier car fire still backing up traffic there. Now the travel times on the Illinois side are anywhere from 55 minutes to an hour 10, and we've got a couple new problems. Outbound on the Stevenson approaching Ashland, a car hit the wall, so we've got all kinds of emergency crews responding. And we've got two crashes on US 41, one at Washington and one at 120.
Welcome back, everybody. Time now 7:27. It is a nice 63 degrees outside. I walked outside this morning without a coat.
Yeah,
in fact,
me
I
too.
just had a t-shirt on. Felt pretty nice.
And you know what, Val? You're here. We got to talk about you today. Our own Val Warner was among the honorees at last night's Leading with Virtue fundraiser in Chicago. That's an event put together by the nonprofit Ladies of Virtue that provides mentoring and leadership programs for African American girls. And you were talking about this a little earlier, and just the kind of impact that it makes in the city, and just how much it means to you personally as well. And just, I mean, what was going through your mind? Because you usually MC that event,
right?
You're not the one usually getting honored at the event.
I just texted Tracy that my palms are sweating because it is, and I know people are gonna be like, yeah, right, you're on TV every day, but I like it when I get to recognize. There's my husband's job. Of course, but I'm glad he was there to help me up those stairs.
Seriously, I was gonna say that. I was like, dang.
But it feels comfortable for me to guide a program and recognize other people. But then when it's turned on you, but I am truly honored to be chosen this year as one of the recipients, and among a crowded field of beautiful, wonderful ladies who are doing fantastic things in their respective fields. But when Jamila started this organization 11 years ago, she decided she wanted to do something to make a difference in the lives of young girls 9 to all the way in their college years, starting at 9 years old on the South and West Side, so she can provide them with leadership opportunities to be able to be mentored by women who are in their fields that maybe they want to go into.
Right.
So yeah, I think I started back in 2018, and then this year I dove all into mentoring some of these girls. So it was good to see a couple, and we've been doing it virtually.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
for sure.
we've been doing these mentoring sessions virtually. They have sessions every Saturday. So shout out to Ladies of Virtue. Love, you can look them up online, and you can still donate. They already exceeded their fundraising goals.
That's fantastic. Oh well, you deserve every bit of recognition,
Thank
Val,
you,
all the time.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Absolutely. Coming up this morning, tickets for a major summer event in Chicago, they're going on sale.
Plus the Chicago connection to last night's CMA Awards.
You're watching ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7, streaming live now.
Now let's take a quick look at some of the stories we'll be watching for you today. The Chicago woman accused of pushing her nephew into Lake Michigan is expected to enter a plea today. Victoria Moreno is charged with first-degree murder. Police say she pushed 3-year-old Josiah Bell into the lake in September near Navy Pier. The boy died a week later. She's being held without bail.
Illinois Congressman Jesus Chuy Garcia is expected to announce today that he will run for mayor of Chicago. He's holding a news conference at Navy Pier at 11 this morning. This will be Garcia's second attempt at running for mayor. The significance of today is that Harold Washington made his announcement on his run for mayor 40 years ago.
Tickets for the first ever Chicago NASCAR street race will go on sale later this morning. You can get those tickets. Will be for seats along the route and will be available starting at 10 o'clock this morning. NASCAR cut the ribbon on its Chicago office yesterday in the 2 Prudential Plaza building downtown. The 2-day event is set for next July.
Have you been naughty or nice? You can let Santa know starting today at Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg. He'll arrive at 6 p.m. to take photos and jot down all the things on your Christmas list.
Now, what rube is going to actually go to Santa and say, you know what, I've been naughty this year. I deserve coal. No,
You know what?
no. You put that nice front on, okay?
Exactly. I mean, Santa can't see everything, can he?
Right? Oh, boy. Well, good morning. Welcome back. I'm Mark Rivera in for Terrell.
And I'm Val Warner. We are headed for some pretty nice temperatures today. Tracy, the suggestion probably is going to be enjoy today, right?
Val, don't go out there being naughty. Santa sees everything.
Oh, he does see everything. I thought maybe he could turn an eye when I'm naughty and not see that part.
Well, good morning. Well, I think these temperatures are nice, and it's going to get much nicer here today. 62 at O'Hare, 62 at Midway, 61 degrees right now in Gary. Those highs today headed up into the mid-70s. The record high today is 75 degrees. And I actually think we could make a run at tying the record high, hopefully even breaking it. We'll talk more about our chances coming up. But Roz, what do you have to talk about now?
We have some really heavy traffic out there and new problems. This is in Round Lake, a crash on Fairfield Road just north of Long Lake Drive, and it is starting to cause some pretty lengthy backups in that area, particularly for southbound traffic. Big picture, those travel times keep inching their way up. We are looking at 55 minutes to an hour 20 plus. We still have lane blockage on the outbound Stevenson approaching Ashland, excuse me, because of a crash there. Car went into the wall. Our heaviest traffic though is on the Kennedy, and here's what it looks like. It isn't pretty. That's the North Avenue curve, and it is really bumper to bumper all the way in. That's your hour and 15-minute travel time. Mark and Val, back to you.
Oh, hour and 15, Roz, that hurts.
Gosh, that's rough. All right.
All right, well, now to today's talkers.
Yes, a few first-time winners walked away with a night they will never forget at the CMA Awards.
ABC's George Pinocchio reports from Nashville with highlights from country music's biggest nights.
Luke Combs was named CMA Entertainer of the Year for the second year in a row. He also went home with the Album of the Year prize. The two other two-time winners this year both walked into the award show as first-time nominees. Lainey Wilson won New Artist of the Year and Female Vocalist of the Year. Backstage, she told me her dreams have now come true.
This is the biggest and best night of my entire life, hands down. It's all starting to pay off, all the hard work, all the years. You know, I wrote my first song at 9 years old, and here we are 20 years later. I don't know if every artist gets to feel this, because I feel like people are rooting me on, and I feel like people wanted to see me win. And so I don't take that lightly.
Nor did the other first-time nominee, Cody Johnson. He won his awards for Music Video of the Year and Single of the Year for Till You Can't.
This has been 15 years in the making. For those of you guys that don't know my story, I know what it's like to go hungry and spend a few days without a meal and still go play shows and have a wife that has 2 jobs back home supporting you, and not going to get emotional. Not going to get emotional. I just want to say thanks.
Old Dominion won the Vocal Group of the Year for the 5th time in a row.
I do feel like, you win this 5 times, it's hard to ignore. It feels good.
Jordan Davis, a Song of the Year winner for Buy Dirt, is still taking it all in.
This is crazy. This is the award that I never even dreamed. Thought I would be arrogant to dream that I ever could have got this guy. But here we are.
And here is where he hopes to stay. We're in music season right now, and we'll be on the red carpet again next week, this time in Los Angeles, for the American Music Awards on November 20th. In Nashville, George Pinocchio for ABC News.
What an incredible night. And we are now joined by Roz and Tracy. What did you guys think?
I love the fact that they paid tribute to Loretta Lynn.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was just, it was so heartfelt, so touching.
I actually have a cousin named Loretta Lynn.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Do you really?
Yeah, no joke. I mean, my aunt and uncle, they're huge country music fans, and so yeah.
They intentionally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
After Loretta Lynn.
Cool.
Yep. She's a sweetheart too.
That's just fantastic.
I wish I could have seen the show. I mean, I love country music. I love Luke Bryan. Love Luke Bryan.
Tracy,
Love Luke
have
Bryan.
you ever listened to Chris Stapleton?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, yeah.
I'm just going to say, when I went to Tom Petty
Uh-huh.
at Wrigley Field, Chris Stapleton opened for him.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
So this is my segue into Chris Stapleton world and country music, because I'm not
do tell. I love a story.
This is my first sort of foray into, like, I love Johnny Cash. I love, some of the country Elvis stuff, like some of the older things I like. But this modern country, Chris Stapleton, he did a cover of "Nothing Else Matters" by Metallica, and it's so good. And so now I've got the Essential playlist on Apple, and I'm gonna listen to it because it is such a great. Such a unique rendition of that song.
I'm gonna have to listen to that.
Yeah,
Roz, me too.
It is such a country. Like, I never thought, like, Metallica had a couple albums that were leaned country, like Load and Reload, but this was a true, like, country interpretation of a Metallica song, and I thought it was fantastic.
I have to listen to
And that can't be easy to do,
No,
right?
no. It was really like it was adapted, and it was almost like inspired. It was the song, but it was almost like inspired by the song instead of just sort of covering the song. Like, it was really, really unique, and I loved it.
Recommend that for someone who wants to branch off into country music and maybe was that a good place for me to start?
I thought
but
he
I
was-
do like Darius Rucker.
Oh, by the way, he did another Metallica.
He did
cover
too?
as well, and his was great.
So that's popular.
Oh yeah. There's a whole album of them.
I love how you get so excited about that, Mark.
I am a Metallica fan
Yes, you
through
are.
and through.
Okay, we do
anything
know.
that touches that world. I
Tracy
love.
Tom Petty, Metallica, Roz,
You know, for country music, I really like.
or any music.
Well, I like a lot of different types of music, but I really like bluegrass.
Oh,
Have you
yes.
ever heard Steve Martin and his bluegrass band?
Steve Martin, the comedian Steve Martin.
Yes,
Incredible
that's
musician.
Steve Martin.
really?
He is. He's unbelievable. I mean, he plays banjo. You
Banjo.
heard him play banjo, but yeah, he has a couple of albums out, and really fun to listen to.
All right, I dig it. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. And we had some hometown representation during last night's Country Music Award show as well. The band Little Big Town was nominated for a CMA award and also presented one. Band member Karen Fairchild grew up in Northwest Indiana.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. I'd like to see that.
All right. Well, switching gears a little bit, for years, Jennifer Aniston has been subject to pregnancy rumors and questions about why she does not have kids. Well, now she is opening up about her failed attempts to get pregnant. Aniston spoke to Allure magazine. She said she tried IVF, but it didn't work. She says she has zero regrets about her life. Aniston also talked about social media and how she's not a big fan, but people love following her. Instagram crashed when she opened her account because so many people just tried to follow her. Aniston says she only did it to launch her hair care line. Yeah, people are just so curious about her. You have to be careful when you talk to women who may not have kids about, oh, why don't you have kids? You don't know what a person's story is. You have to be very sensitive to that. So, it had to be brave of her to open up. And I'm sure that hurt after failed attempts and tries with IVF to have children and become a mother. For people to kind of be like, well, why don't you have kids,
And I think that focus on asking women in general, like, why don't you have kids? Like, that's such an invasive question. And quite honestly, like, it's
none of your business.
It's none of your business. It's none of your business. Who cares? Like, don't go and ask. Like, that's such a personal thing. So I just think, just let her do what she wants to do. And she's being so open about her journey now, too. So
Absolutely.
Now let's turn to some celebrity skin.
Oh.
This is courtesy of Aquaman himself. Take a look at your screen. Oh my.
Roz, Tracy, you still here?
Oh boy. Wow.
All right, then.
Okay.
My goodness.
That is
Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting that.
Jason Momoa on Jimmy Kimmel last night. He was talking about going fishing in a loincloth that he took off his clothes to reveal that he always wears a loincloth, apparently. Little 360 action. Ladies on Twitter loving it, calling it the best episode of Jimmy Kimmel ever.
Oh my goodness.
I can't unsee that.
You can't unsee it? Chris Evans was just named People's Sexiest Man Alive. Do you think he has some competition?
What do y'all think?
Rosa, yes.
Tracy's gobsmacked. Both of them. Both of them. Oh, gosh.
I think I'm more intrigued about the fact that he just wears loincloth.
Oh, he doesn't wear a loincloth everywhere.
You don't think
no
so?
way. No way. He did was for the
he
show.
did it for Kimmel, but he had it on that boat.
Well, maybe.
Like, is that his thing?
Maybe it is.
Is that about to be a trend? Is he going to be a trendsetter?
The loincloth
and now
trend.
men are going to be.
You know what? Everything old is new again. It's coming back.
Never know what Mark is going to have under his suit pants tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know what's under here, Val.
ABC, on that note, ABC 7 Eyewitness News continues streaming out loud. We got to cool off. 90-second break.
Good morning. Well, right here, right now, these are your temperatures, and they're in the 50s and 60s. It is already a very mild start to our day. Out at O'Hare, 62 degrees. Northbrook at 63. Waukegan and Lake Forest at 62. 53 in Aurora. 61 degrees in Westmont and in Burr Ridge. 59 in Frankfort. 58 in Glenwood. And it is 54 degrees now in Valparaiso. Today, I think we have a good chance of getting around or maybe even at the record high of 75 degrees. But tonight, as this front whips on through, we are going to see these temperatures plunging. We will have falling temperatures tomorrow. We will have windy conditions tomorrow. And the weekend is set up to be very cold with high temperatures only in the 30s. Roz?
I wish the travel times were only in the 30s, but they are really high. And this crash in Round Lake is causing significant delays on southeastbound Fairfield Road just before Long Lake. Now, as we take a look at the big picture, this is what I'm talking about with these travel times. We are seeing travel times anywhere from 55 minutes to an hour 20 on the Kennedy, and part of the reason the Kennedy is so bad, we've had crashes there. We've got another one inbound just before the Hubbard Street Tunnel, and that's just making things even worse. There's the camera. You can see just how jam-packed that inbound Kennedy is, and outbound's no treat either, and we still have a problem with this crash on the outbound Stevenson approaching Ashland. It's backing up traffic in both directions. Val and Mark, back to you.
All right, Roz, thank you. Coming up, a big honor for artist Bad Bunny. The superstar is making history for his most recent album. That story ahead.
He's Puerto Rican. Now to what's buzzing in Hollywood, from the Black Panther sequel to Lindsay Lohan falling for Christmas. There's a ton happening in Hollywood.
ABC's Jason Nathanson is getting us the download this morning.
Further attempts on our resources will be considered an act of aggression.
For many, the Black Panther sequel is just hours away. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever hits theaters for sneak previews tonight, and one of the things fans will see is star Angela Bassett's emotional, riveting performance as a mother grieving the loss of her son. She tells us she felt the importance of the role in her bones.
I've always loved playing strong characters, and this kind of character being aspirational and inspirational to others. It means a great deal.
Wakanda Forever could have the best opening weekend of the year. Disney's the parent company of Marvel and ABC News.
The doctor did say that if I did normal things, my memory might come back.
Doctor's orders. Out today, Lindsay Lohan is back to help you get in the holiday spirit. Falling for Christmas is her first high-profile movie role in almost a decade. The actress and singer now living in Dubai, which she says is similar to a Southern California Christmas.
And we do have snow in Dubai, so in a mall. But no, I think Christmas is wherever you bring it in your home and however you decorate your home and family and friends that come. I think it's wherever you make it.
Falling for Christmas is on Netflix today. And happy birthday to Ellen Pompeo. The Grey's Anatomy star is 53 today, while actor and comedian Tracy Morgan is 54. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
I want to see that Lindsay Lohan movie.
Yeah, and
I want to see her back for the first time in a while.
Yeah, because she hasn't done anything in a while.
No, years.
And I want to see Wakanda Forever.
Oh gosh, yes.
I want to see how they pay.
Gosh.
I really want to see how they pay tribute to Chadwick Boseman.
Agreed.
T'Challa.
Yeah, exactly. Comes out tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Oh, I'll be there.
Big deal. Yeah. Bad Bunny is the big winner of the Apple Music Awards. The streaming giant announced he is the Artist of the Year, following the success of his most recent album, the most streamed of the year. Bad Bunny has had several records on Apple Music, including biggest Latin song of all time. He's also had 22 songs on the daily top 100 list. All right. There you go. You get some dancing going, Seriously,
right?
Congrats.
All right, well, season 5 of The Crown is now streaming on Netflix, and some are questioning the decision not to postpone the show so soon after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. The season heavily focused on the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage. Production on season 6 was suspended following the Queen's death, but season filming on season 5 had already been completed.
I don't know.
I mean,
what do you think?
Yeah.
Out of respect, but it's going to come out anyway, right?
It's going to come out anyway. And it's actually been...
She passed months ago.
Months ago
yeah.
now. So I think maybe there's enough time. And there's a thirst for more about the royal family. And
all
of course
about the
another
royals.
season of The Crown, which is on my list of shows to start binging from top to bottom. I haven't seen any.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen the last 2 seasons. The first 2, fantastic so far.
I got to catch up. A lot of catching up to do. More news coming up in 90 seconds.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
Check.
We want to wish a huge happy birthday to Bessie Hendricks, who just turned 115.
How's that possible?
I know, right? Seriously, the Iowa woman, now the oldest person in the United States.
And look at her. Hendricks has lived through 21 presidents, 2 world wars, and a depression, and 2 Chicago Cubs World Series championships.
Happy birthday.
You see her here, her nursing home, helping to celebrate her birthday with her surviving children right there with her. The eldest is 90 himself. All of them describing their mom and former teacher as a hard worker, and that for her, family always comes first.
And maybe a nap.
Seriously.
Did you see that yawn?
Look at that photo. Oh my goodness.
115
years old.
I mean, did you hear all the things we named off that she lived through?
It's
21 presidents.
That's just unbelievable. My gosh.
Wow. Well, chocolate is big business. New data shows Hershey reported a sales jump of 12.5% in the 3rd quarter. And Mondelez, which makes Cadbury and other popular brands, saw its sales grow more than 9%. One research firm says the need for fun and stress relief may be bumping up sales. And it is important to note these numbers end in September before Halloween, so we haven't even calculated the Halloween sales and what that does.
All right, so we have some chocolate here. What's your poison here?
You and I both like dark chocolate.
And there's only one.
And there's only you.
Well, then no, you have it. No, you have it, Val.
No, you have it.
Okay, I'm taking it then.
Take it.
I'm taking it. All right, we'll keep these for later.
Yeah, we'll save these for someone else.
Yeah, so if you play Wordle, changes are coming. The New York Times announcing updates for the immensely popular internet game, including a new editor. There'll also be a new word list created by the Times instead of the pre-selected words by the puzzle's creator. Wordle's gameplay will stay the same with some adjustments to focus on vocabulary that's fun and varied. Okay, this makes it sound like it's going to get harder. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Hard to begin with,
yeah, it's hard. It's also going to avoid plural forms of 3- and 4-letter words ending in S or ES. So yeah, this is definitely getting harder.
Okay.
Get more creative, Wordle. That's what they're saying. Get more creative, Wordle players.
All right. Well, good luck to all of you. Play Tracy and her parents, too. All right. Thank you so much for watching Eyewitness News at 7.
Tanya Babbage will have news updates. Tracy Butler and Roz Barron will talk weather and traffic during Good Morning America, and we'll hear from them in just a moment.
From everyone here at ABC 7, have a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
This has been Eyewitness News, streaming at 7. Now, an update from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. It's 7:56. I'm Tanya Babbage. The Chicago woman accused of pushing her nephew into Lake Michigan is expected to enter a plea today on first-degree murder charges. Police say Victoria Moreno pushed 3-year-old Josiah Bell into the lake in September near Navy Pier. The boy died a week later. Prosecutors say Moreno took the child to the pier without his family's knowledge. She is being held without bail. Stay with us. We have a check of weather and traffic up next.